Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today I have another feature of Code Interpreter plugin that I want to show, mainly for image use case. So instead of me talking, let me walk you through the use case and what we're going to do. Let's say you are a social media manager who is tasked with creating content for social media platforms. Let's talk about a simple use case. Let's say you have an image and you want to overlay some text on top of it. And then depending on the platform, you have to custom resize the image for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, whatnot. So that is what we are trying to do today is take an image, upload it to ChatGPT Code Interpreter, and then add an overlay text on top of it, and then resize it in one single prompt. And I'll show the whole cycle of how to do it, end to end. Along with that, I also have another interesting use case to show. Make sure you watch the video till the end. It's regarding how we can use some of the content generated here for marketing purpose. Okay, let's get started. To begin with, I think you can go to any image platform like Unsplash or something other like Pexels and find an image which you want to play around with, right? So in my case, I have downloaded the image from Unsplash and I uploaded to ChatGPT, right? Then the next question I asked explicitly was, I want to overlay a text. Code Interpreter is amazing with a legible font and color. Make sure the text is readable based on the color of the image. And once the overlay is done, I want you to convert the images into different sizes as required by the social media platforms and provide a zip with all the images, right? So as soon as I give the prompt to the Code Interpreter plugin, it says that it at least tries to understand what I told and reiterates what it understood from my prompt. So from this, at least it looks like whatever I try to do is correct. So, and it also specifically asked for, okay, what type of font you want to pick. I say pick a font and styles that are trending on social media platforms. I think this is not super useful, but I just wanted to see what it will do. It actually gave some data points about the fonts and styles. People use Roboto, Lato, Playfair Display, and Montserrat. And for this particular use case, it's said that it will use Montserrat. And also another point it actually gave was regarding the image size. It told that Facebook has an image requirement of 1200 by 630 pixels. Twitter has by 124 by 512. Instagram has 1080 by 1080, and so on and so forth. So I said, yeah, this looks good. Go ahead and get started. As soon as it gets started with that, it mentioned that I have overlaid the Code Interpreter plugin on your image using a default font Deja Sans because the Montserrat was not available. And if you look behind the scenes, it's actually wrote a code to do the same. So I think in this case, it's using the Pillow image library. It looked at the Unsplash JPEG, did the font, and then it did a bunch of operations, including overlaying the text. And also it created the image, resized image folders, and then uploaded the images there, right? When I clicked on the initial images, what I found was, let me just share the example. So in this case, it started giving text which was very small, right? In this case, this is how it started, right? This is the small text here saying that Code Interpreter is amazing, and that is not readable at all, right? So the next question I asked was, I see two problems. One is the text is not readable, and also the images are getting squished, right? Because it tried to resize the image, it didn't take into account the aspect ratio, and also the resolution was not good, right? So I gave those extra data points to Code Interpreter plugin, and it provided me with the second set of images, which is resized images 2. And if you look at that image right now, this is okay, Code Interpreter plugin. But as we can see, let me just zoom in here. The font is not legible, right? Rather it's pixelated. That's the next thing which I asked ChatGPT Code Interpreter to fix it, right? So can you just increase the font, and also the fonts look pixelated? Can you increase the resolution and DPI, right? So it actually understood that command. And what is interesting is if you look at the code it wrote behind the scenes, what it started doing was increase the resolution by creating a larger image and then resizing it down to the target size, right? So it scaled the image by 2 and then kind of resized it back. It also did the same thing with respect to font, increased it by 2.5. Now I think we are getting much closer with the final image which I wanted, which is resized image 3. And if you look at this now, this is there. Now, if you compare to the previous image and this image, you can see two things happening. One is the font is much cleaner and there's no pixelation, but it actually like had the label twice. So the next issue, what I kind of like mentioned was, can you please fix that? Right. And the fourth image which it created, or the fourth set of images it created, was exactly what I wanted. So now if you look at this, I also told it to like change the font color from white to yellow, and it did it, and with like a black background. So this is the perfect scenario, like a use case where you can use a code interpreter plugin to do very simple operations on images, like overlaying a text or something. The next thing which I'm planning on trying to do is it possible to create like a video? Let's say, if you think of like how a social media content would be generated, we can have like a background video or an image, and then you overlay text on it and then add some music to that. That's probably something I'll try next. But this was one simple use case I wanted to share with everyone. So last but not the least, I saw it on Twitter today, like a few folks talking about like generating QR codes, wherein we can actually have a brand logo as a part of the QR code. And that is like what I wanted to try. So I downloaded a Starbucks logo image, and I explicitly asked to generate a QR code with the link pointing to starbucks.com. So it tried a bunch of things in the beginning. For some reason, it was not able to create the image or the QR code, right? So if you look at this, it was like failing for a long time. Then it kind of like went into this weird state where it was not even able to find the logo PNG for some reason. So it tried a bunch of times and then it failed. At some point in time, I kind of like uploaded the image again, and this time it actually worked perfectly well. So at the end, it actually generated this QR code for me. So let me just show it to you. So this is exactly what it looks like. So here is a scenario, like you have a Starbucks logo. It's not like a perfect brand logo as such, but it has some notion of Starbucks coffee on the QR code itself. And I validated that the QR code, if it is correct, and it's actually taking us to starbucks.com as we intended to. So yeah, this is what I wanted to share today on how to create images, like overlay text images on a text on the top of like images, and how to do it using Code Interpreter plugin, including the creation of like QR codes. Thank you, folks. Also, like, please let me know if you have any feedback, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content going forward. Thank you.